Hey, thanks so much for downloading the latest episode of The Ugly Truth. Today we are talking about our top 3 New Year's resolutions, or as we like to call it, our goals that we're trying to attain this year. Also, we have a conclusion to the Christmas gift fail of producer Dub, and we talk the Golden Globes. This and some H-Uglee and Awkward Moments of the week. Thank you so much. Enjoy the show.
It's another uncensored look at the world around you, from sisters who will say just about anything to anyone at any time. It's the Uggs. Jamie.
Look it, there's someone with bigger boobs than me.
Paula.
I've been laying here for 5 hours with sushi on my naked body.
Uncensored as always, it's time for the Ugly Truth.
Welcome to the Ugly Truth. This is episode 429. Welcome to the Ugly Truth. Yay. Okay, so we'll just jump right in. No reason to dick around. Last week when we were talking about the new year, new decade, whatever, I'm one of those, I'm like you, I guess. New year doesn't mean fresh start to me necessarily. A lot of shit carries over. It's just a new date to me, but I do fool myself into trying to have New Year's resolutions that I try to adhere to.
Right.
I think you do too.
I guess they're New Year's resolutions. I guess I think about them more or less as goals, like for myself. But I mean, some people, get into the whole, I'm going to lose 15 pounds or I'm going to quit smoking or I'm going to, travel the world or, those kinds of things. And
right. They resolve.
Usually mine is, try not to get pregnant. But I mean, at this, moment in my life, I think that one's just going to resolve itself. So,
and the older you get to shelve that one, which is nice.
The fact that I'm not having sex with anyone, that, unless I'm the Virgin Mary.
Yes.
Well, okay, just marry. Actually, that'd be a funny movie. Just marry.
And the wind screams, Mary. There goes your fertility.
So I'm like, well, I'll just, come up with different goals for myself.
I agree. I'm with you. I like the idea of calling it a goal. And it sounds so promising when you have like almost 12 months to achieve the goals.
Yeah.
Because you think, oh, yeah, great. And then, and by October, does anybody even remember that they had goals? Some of us do.
Well, it's like a school project. You're just like, I've got 2 months. And then 3 days before it's due, you're like, shit, I got to do this project.
Mom, can I go to Michael's? Why do you need to go to Michael's? Well, I have to do this very intricate cacophony of project that is due on Friday for open house.
Can we rent To Kill a Mockingbird?
Okay, so speaking of goals, let's talk about some of ours for this year. I, too, agree with you. I like the term goals when it comes to just trying to improve ourselves, right? Just trying to get a little bit better. And I don't know about you, but I've taken getting healthy off the list. That's just a daily grind for me. So, whatever. So I'll start, and then you tell me one. Okay. I have 3, but how many do you have? 1, 2, 3?
I'll go with well, I'm going to add a third. I'm going to go with 3.
Okay. So here's my number 1. I'm going to take a lesson to try a new thing. Oh. I've modified it because initially I said I want to try 3 new things, but I'm like, that's overreaching. There's no way I'm going to have time to do that and actually satisfy this goal. So I said, I'm going to take a lesson to try 1 new thing. First of all, I hate going out and taking a lesson with other people. I'm not excited about it, but it's because it makes me uncomfortable. But I'm like, no, I'm going to do it. So I told Daryl about this goal of mine to take a lesson. And of course, the first one that came to my mind was dance lessons.
Oh, God.
And I said,
you guys are going to take like ballroom dancing, are you?
Salsa.
You're that couple.
I know. So, but I said, I'm willing to allow you to be a part of this because I'm not going to go take like ballet or jazz by myself because that's silly. I don't think I could do it with a straight
you're
face.
Allowing him? You just don't want to do that by yourself.
No, I just said, you can take ballroom or salsa or whatever without a partner. You just match up with whoever else is there.
You end up with like the nose pick hand nerd
exactly.
That's just trying to pick up on chicks.
At least I know that Daryl's hands have not been touching balls or nostrils in the time frame in which, I mean, I know that happens, but in the time frame in which we are touching hands, I know that they are clean. So I said, maybe
can he shimmy though? I mean,
he can.
Okay.
He can. He does have the little white man. He's got a little bit of the white man overbite dance when we're just dancing in a club, which has been for like decades. But and I told him that, and I said, listen, you know, we know what your comfort zone is. So are you willing to try this? He goes, yeah, I'm willing to try it. And I said, all right, then we can try it. Now, we haven't signed up for anything yet. It's been a discussion. The other one is taking a tennis lesson because I've always wanted to learn how to play tennis. Mm-hmm. And the other one is taking a cooking class. Now, I think that's a throwaway because I really know how to cook already. So that's kind of, to me, is lazy. But it's my third choice.
You could take a cooking lesson in a particular cuisine. Like you could take like Asian cuisine.
Paula, I cannot cook Chinese food to save my soul.
Well, then you could take an Asian cuisine class or like a
sushi making or something.
Then I just picture the Samantha and Smith Jared when she's just like, I've been laying here for 5 hours with sushi on my naked body.
Enjoy your handmade roll. That's the dumbest movie ever, but I love it. I swear to God. Actually, you know that scene, she has those kick-ass shoes that are fish bones.
Oh, that's
Do you remember
right.
Those? They're so awesome. I'm like, I don't know where I would ever wear these, but they're awesome looking. I just thought they were so cool.
I think it was shortly after that she broke up with them because she's just like, what have I become? You know, like, I'm not one to sit around and wait for a man.
I'm 5 pounds, or no, 5 years and 15 pounds later, I've decided I need to work on myself.
I just don't know what to do. And Carrie's like, go with your gut.
What's with the gut? It's so funny. They all say something else. She walks in, Charlie's like, you have a dog. When really she's like, wow, look at the tube on your body.
Well, I mean, she was wearing a half shirt. I mean, that's like me wearing a half shirt and letting all my flab hang out.
What's funny is I don't think it was meant to be a half shirt.
Oh.
I don't think it was.
It
I
just
think
slid up? Okay.
If she, I mean, and here's the thing, no excuse. The woman never had children. She's in her 50s. She should not have a gut.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, actually, we'll talk about that later when we talk about the Golden Globes.
Oh, yes. Okay. So what's your first goal for 2020?
Okay, so my first one is, I call it tying up loose ends.
Ooh.
I mean this, I guess in relationships, but I mean, it could be in other things. I've had a lot of time to reflect. I guess, you know, I've had an awakening, you can say, in the last year or so, probably the last year, where I'm just seeing the world through fresh eyes. And
you are.
I don't know if it's an age thing or if it's just, you know, life experiences that I'm just starting to have different revelations about myself. And I don't want to call people toxic because I don't think that's the right word. I don't think people are the people in my life are toxic. I just think that they're just not good matches for me. And and I'm not meaning like, you know, sexually or, you know.
No, you mean just people in your life.
Yeah, just different people in my life. I don't know that we're just good matches for each other's lives. Yeah. You know, what used to make sense may not make sense anymore. And, you know, I didn't realize that could happen where maybe you were friends with someone for a really long time and then, you know, since you were younger, and then as you've gotten older, it just, you get more set in your ways, your viewpoints change, your relationships change, like externally with, you know, in your own personal lives, and that can affect your relationship with that person. And, you know, maybe what once made sense just doesn't make sense anymore. And the relationship becomes more negative than positive.
Yes. It's not healthy for you.
Right. And so although it's difficult, it might be better just to part ways.
Yep.
I've been tying up these different loose ends with different people because I am the kind of person that needs closure. And so some people like you can just walk away and be done with it.
And what's really great about growing older as a woman specifically is you're tired of bullshit and you're just like, this is so not important anymore to me. I don't need it. And you just get rid of it.
Well, it's like you're almost like in a position where like, you know, I'm allowed to not do this anymore. Like, I don't have to do this. Like I can just say like, no. And it doesn't have to be a bad thing. Like, I mean, sometimes it is because, you know, some people.
Somebody's feelings.
Well, yeah. I mean, and it's not, and it's, you know, it can be sad, you know, it's
sure.
because, you know, you have had a connection with someone for maybe a really long time, but ultimately it may be for the best, and you don't wish ill upon anyone.
I'm glad that you're doing it. I think it's a very good thing.
Yes. Well, and it leaves love it. It leaves more room for
better people,
positivity, you know.
Yes,
and not so
absolutely.
much not negative feelings, but you know, turmoil in my heart.
Yeah,
I guess
I agree. I think that's great, and that will make me happy to see you happier. My second goal is to read more. Oh. I used to love reading. I was a voracious reader as a kid. I read every classic. In high school, I was in, you know, Excel classes for English and stuff, and it was all literature. And man, did I love it. I loved it. And so I want to try to rekindle that love for reading. It's really hard because there's a lot of crap out, especially with like, you know, with the internet now. Everybody can self-publish. So you've got to kind of wade through it. But I'm definitely going to try to find books that I enjoy reading again because I kind of miss it. And I don't need to watch TV or play video games. I need to, you know, kind of do something a little more cerebral. So I'm going to make an effort to read more.
You know what you should do is we should post on our Facebook page, like, you know, suggestions for reading material.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Like, you know,
I trust our listeners.
Either fiction or nonfiction. I personally like nonfiction.
Yeah.
Like not documentaries, biographies or true crime or something like.
Yeah, right now I purchased Catch and Kill by Ronan Farrow like a month ago, and I'm like in chapter 2.
Yeah.
And I'm just so intrigued by the information that he found. I think he's a really good reporter. I mean, he isn't everyone's cup of tea, but I do think that he is able to back up everything that he reports on. And so this book is kind of a compilation of everything that he found out about Hollywood and Jeffrey Epstein and all that stuff. So I was kind of hoping it would kind of like give me all the information because I'm a big fan of just facts.
Yeah.
I don't need your opinion. I just want the facts on it. And so I'll read it, and I'm hopeful that I'll get some kind of perspective that social media isn't telling me to have, you know. But I'm with you. I do like biographies, and I'm a big fan of American history. I've read a lot about the founding fathers and their lives. John Adams is one of my favorite stories. So yeah, so I'm definitely going to make an effort to read more. That's my biggest thing. All right. So what's your number 2?
Okay. So my number 2 is, I mean, it's hopefully it's a for sure thing, but I mean, it's definitely a goal. I'm going to enroll in school. I had previously tried to do the real estate thing because everybody knows I had been doing HR for years and years. I'm not hireable because I've been out too long. So
for HR, yeah.
Yes, for HR. So I tried doing the real estate thing, the school thing. And basically what I came to realize is that because it's just basically strict sales, it's just not like something you can count on is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay.
And so, you know, if it's going to be me and the kids, I need something that's like regular and consistent, you know, money wise. I can't be, you know, do something 1 month and then go 3 months with nothing.
Yeah. Commission based is really rough.
So I found this other program. It's called a surgical technician. And basically what this position does is, you know, you work in a surgical environment, you set up all the instruments, you know, you're work in a very sterile environment. You hand the instruments to the surgeon during surgeries. You know, you handle like counting the gauze, counting the towels, getting them back. Sometimes they'll hand you the specimens. You put them in that little, you know, silver surgical tray. Sometimes, you know, when they're holding the wound, or not the wound, the incision open, you could be doing that. So you're like in the weeds with this thing. And so I'm pretty much almost done with the whole process because I've been going to this school, you know, doing their assessment tests, their financial aid, their blah, 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 you know, all this stuff.
Yeah.
And so basically after that, I just have to write an essay, and then the program director will read it and let me know if she's going to accept me into the program. and then
your check cleared. You're in.
Basically, that is my goal.
Fun. I mean, yay, school.
It sounds like it should be a go, but given my life, anything and everything could happen. So.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep positive thoughts that all will go well, and you will be a surgical tech before you're 50.
Yeah, and
right?
so it takes 15 months, and so
it's nothing.
Yeah, it's really not that long.
Walk in the park.
So 15 months, I could be wearing scrubs and working at a hospital.
Yay, that'll be fun.
I know.
You'll be a delight.
That'd be weird wearing scrubs. And then
you'll be married to a surgeon
meet a
before
rich
you know it.
doctor, and
I'm just gonna say, you're gonna meet some wealthy young hustler, and you're gonna be like, "I've met the love of my life. He's a surgeon."
We bonded. We bonded over a gallbladder surgery.
It was over the gallbladder surgery of Mrs. Kravitz. Okay, my number 3 is a pretty simple one. I am trying to purge my life of shitty clothes. I figure, just like you and me with our friendships, the quality is better than the quantity, and so I would like to purge myself. Daryl is all in on this, which I think is really helpful. He's like, if you buy one more rag from Target, I'm going to throw up. He's like, stop buying shitty clothes. Just buy something really nice, and then you just have it. I'm like, you know what? It's such a hard habit to break when you're a mom with a lot of children. Mm-hmm. You just go to Target all the time to get diapers or whatever you're getting there. Plus, children, you never want to waste your money on really expensive clothes because they grow so fast. And so Target is a perfect place for it because you can buy a t-shirt for $3.99 and if they grow out of it, no big deal. So you get in this really bad habit of just grabbing a rag off the rack and going, oh, this will fit. And you just take it and you go. Well, I'm trying to break my habit of that because I don't have to go to Target for kids' clothes anymore. So, and if I do buy kids' clothes, I'm buying something expensive because it's not for my children and it doesn't do anything to give them something really nice that if they grow out of it, they can just donate or pass on or whatever.
Right.
So, so I'm trying to do quality pieces versus a lot of pieces.
Right.
So that is a goal that I've had for a couple of years and it's just not working.
Yeah.
Habits are hard to break.
Yeah, I don't know that I would ever be able to get in the habit of buying expensive clothing. That would be really hard.
Well, I don't even mean
it
doesn't have to be expensive. I mean, there's Nordy Rack and, Saks Fifth off Fifth. There's like discount places that have really nice brands. You just have to find them and be frugal.
But I'm just saying, like, if there was a shirt that was over $20, I'd probably freak out. Like, I would never be able to buy that.
So you don't even shop at Target?
No, I really don't. I mean, if it's not Ross or Amazon, I don't do it.
I do like Ross and TJ Maxx. I do love those places. But I guess it's something called, I don't know if they call it like fast brand or something like that, where basically it's like clothes that are trendy that won't be trendy in a season. And so they're cheap. And then you can just eliminate. And I'm like, that's so wasteful. Like, to me, that's just so wasteful.
See, I don't really buy anything I don't think I buy anything that's trendy. If I do, I don't do it on purpose.
I don't really either. Yeah.
I just buy what I think is cute and then I'll just wear it.
Honestly, Paula, if I could just find a pair of jeans or a brand of jean that I love, even if they were $200, $300 a pair, I'd buy like 6 of them and then buy black t-shirts and that's all I would wear. That's my favorite outfit. That's all I want to wear. They just have to fit right. I need them to, I don't like the boxy square tee. So you've got to find the feminine cut that will, accommodate my incredibly large breasts, which we're going to talk about in a minute.
Yes. I have one more. So I would say about maybe 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I bought this tiny mirror. It's 20 times the magnification of a regular mirror.
Yes.
My face looks like I'm on meth because I have tweezers in the mirror every night.
Paula, no.
I have to. In fact, it's not just me. We as a family have agreed that the mirror has to go. Because
everybody's being obsessive.
We all of our faces are mutilated and
no,
it's just, we can't stop. So
oh no,
the mirror has to go, but no one's actually picked it up to throw it away or to do something with it. I don't know what we're going to do. Maybe I'll bury it. I don't know. What does
it look like? Is it a circle, the kind that sits on the
It's a tiny little circle. It's probably 3 inches tall.
Oh, it's small.
It is, but I've made a little apparatus. I suction cupped it to a compact, and then I hang it over like my tall lotion, and then it sits on my end table, and then I'll just like sit in front of it, and I'll just mutilate.
You know, most people use those to apply makeup and stuff. They don't use that to cut their face up with tweezers.
Well, that's what I do. So
I know. I have one, actually. I have one that magnifies about, I think it's 10 times, so that I can do my eyebrows, and then also so that I can apply foundation and stuff, because, you know, I'm getting old, and you got to really make sure I think about those older women who put on makeup and their eyebrows are ridiculous, or their lipstick is too big, or too much this or that. And I don't ever want to look like that. So, you know, I'm looking at my face super close to make sure that I don't look like some kind of sad, pathetic old prostitute. That's why I have it. But I definitely have gone overboard with the tweezers.
I mean, haven't you ever seen your pores and think that there's blackheads and things like that? And
I don't have blackheads, but I do have a couple of large pores that drive me insane. And so I have this thicker concealer that I will literally putty if I can. I hate it. But you have to have the mirror.
I have like a sewing needle that I just stab in there to see if there's anything in there.
Dr. Pimple Popper would love you.
I know.
And I can't wait for you to be a surgical tech. All right. Really quick before we move on to the Golden Globes and the H-Ugly and Awkward Moments of the week, because those are going to be really funny. I told you last week on the show how Christmas gifting did not go well for producer Deb this year, for Daryl and I.
The bee watch.
The bee watch, the horrible bee watch, was returned.
Okay.
Now, this is what's hilarious, is that, I don't even know what day it is. It was a couple of days ago. And we were going to Trader Joe's, your most favorite place that smells wonderful to you.
Smells like old cheese.
And so we were into Trader Joe's. The parking lot, of course, as typical Trader Joe's fashion, was a mess, and it was crowded as hell. And we're like, why are all these people here? New Year, they're getting their healthy food, I guess. So I said, just park way down there. Let's walk. It's no big deal. We had this giant monster truck that he had to have when he turned 50. And so we have this tank, and so I get uncomfortable. I'm like, I don't really want to park next to all the Priuses and the Subarus, because first of all, they will get hostile, and second, you're gonna hit somebody. And so let's just go far away, so I just park out there. So he heard me, but he still decided to go up and down every aisle before he finally parked where I told him to park. And so he was mad at me, thinking that I was yelling at him to do this thing, that he's like, I was on my way. I'm like, you took the longest goddamn route. I don't understand. But see, I have road rage and I hate the way most people drive. So, I'm just like, A to B, quickly, let's just move it. And I'm sure it's the way I was trained as a child on how to drive. But I do have this problem. So we get out of the car and he tries to hold my hand. I'm like, no, thank you. And he goes, what? I go, I'm not holding your hand. He goes like, why? I go, because you're being a dick. I'm like, this is why I don't like going places with you. So now we're this old couple bickering. So finally we get through. We get home. I'm still a little heated because, I can't let anything go right away. And he goes, I have a present for you. I'm like,
why is he choosing right now?
I don't know. And I said, all right.
Are you not allowed to have space?
Well, it was a bicker. It wasn't like a big blowout.
I know, but I mean, even Victor knows that if I'm angry, I'm like, just leave me alone. I'll come.
Give me like 10 minutes
to you when I'm ready.
Exactly.
Like when I come around and I act like things are normal again, then he knows it's safe.
Right. And so I literally put my purse down, and he comes up and he goes, I have a present for you. I'm like, what is it?
I said, if it's a hard penis, I will chop it off.
And I said something derogatory, and I said, if this is severed head, I'm going to be really disappointed. And he's like, no. So he gives me this big white box, and it's from London again. And he goes, it's from London again. I'm like, great. Is it another watch? And he's like, no. And so I open it.
So what does it have now? A butterfly?
Yeah. Is it a butterfly? No, it was the cashmere robe that I actually wanted. So he got it, and I was like, oh my God, I love it. He goes, well, it's a little light pink, because I wanted a cream colored one, but it's beautiful, obviously. And I said, you went to the list. He goes, I did. I said, good for you. Thank you. I love it. And it's so nice. Very, very nice. Really, it was a good make good. He did it. He did good.
Well, good.
So, I was still irritated, so I tried to not be teary because I had a lot of emotions at the same time that I didn't find fair, but I didn't cry.
So, I mean, did he do it to try and like make up for the fact that you were angry, like right then?
You know what? Maybe.
Because I'd be like, why can't you wait until we're good and then give me the present? Like, don't do it when I'm pissed off.
I think he was so desperate to make up for the watch mishap that he just wanted to get it going.
Oh, do you think like it had just come in the mail or something?
It did. He said it just arrived. And so I think he grabbed it before I could even see it. Or maybe he told someone to grab it off the porch or whatever before, I got home or something. But and finally when I went upstairs to put it away, I saw the box on the couch. So I knew someone had opened it for him and put it in his office so that I wouldn't see it. Mm-hmm. So I think he was just so desperate to quickly make up for it that's why he didn't wait. He couldn't wait any longer. He's like, I can't. This day is falling away from me.
Right.
It can only get worse from here if I don't do this now. So I think that's why he did it. But I love it. And this is why we have a list. And you know what? Hey, he's a great husband. He's a great guy. So if gift giving without a list is his biggest flaw, it's fine. Mm-hmm. Right? I mean, there's worse things to be. So, I'm good with it.
Yes.
He can do it. Okay. Moving on. Last night, the Golden Globes aired. I don't know about you, but I had completely forgotten that we were heading into award season.
Well, I don't even remember them advertising that they were going to be on.
I literally saw a promo for the Golden Globes the day before. That was it. And I'm like, do I just not watch enough television?
I don't think I watch enough local television.
Well, not even that, but as much as I'm on social media for our show or just for research or whatever, not one post did I see anything for the Golden Globes. I remember them. I vaguely remember the nominations that happened at the beginning of December.
Okay, I didn't know, I only knew one movie, which was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The other ones I've never even heard of in my life.
So they were last night. Now, of course, for me and maybe you, red carpet is really all I'm super interested in.
Pretty much.
I'm curious to see what people are what stylists are telling stars they need to be wearing to be, cool and hip.
Okay.
And they're always a massive failure. There's never anything really good.
Yeah, but this year was particularly bad.
It was all the women over 50 looked like shit. Except for Cate Blanchett. I did like her little dress, and I thought that, what's that name? She's the X-Files woman.
Oh,
whatever that woman's name is, she looked amazing.
Yeah.
And Helen Mirren looked good too, but she was only a presenter.
She always looks good.
She's fabulous.
Nicole Kidman all the girls that wore red looked actually pretty good. I thought ScarJo was okay.
She's not over 50 though.
Oh, no. Okay. No, you're right.
Did you see Annette Bening?
No.
Come out? She was a presenter. Now the dress is a Cyrano, and I love that guy. He's great. He dresses all the women of all sizes and shapes, and I absolutely love everything he does. I have no doubt that up close that dress was perfection. On stage, it was a high collar, to her chin, 3 layers of it looked like diamonds, and then it was a black, straight, tunic-like dress. Every inch of her body was covered. Now, she's in her 60s, I think. So to me, the first time when she walked out, the first thing I thought is, she's hiding her chest and her chin because she's older and she doesn't do plastic surgery. And that's probably got to look pretty rough on TV.
What color was it?
Black.
Annette
Full
Bening,
black.
Golden Globes. Okay,
yeah.
I'm trying to look for it.
But the big talk of the night, while you're looking that up, was Patricia Arquette and Salma Hayek, because they exposed their own globes for the whole world to see. They were significant.
Hey, you know what? When they're that large, it doesn't matter what you wear.
Proof. Salma Hayek was wearing something incredibly showy, and Patricia Arquette was wearing something drapey with a low cut, and you could still see her breasts. Very clearly large. And I was like, I said something on social media last night. I was like, hey, look there's someone with bigger boobs than me. That's awesome. I was finally happy to see a woman in Hollywood actually have breasts. Now, I did not realize that Salma Hayek had fake boobs. I thought those were real because she's Latin.
I don't think she has fake boobs.
No, they're fake. I didn't realize.
When did that happen?
years ago, probably pre-baby, because when she was pregnant, they were tremendously huge.
Oh,
just like Jessica Simpson.
She does look bad. Jessica Simpson's boobs are fake?
No. Hers are very real.
Oh, okay.
She's the one I relate to her the most because her boobs are as big as mine.
Yeah,
so I know
really.
exactly what she's dealing with.
Yeah, because when Selma Hayek was pregnant, I mean, those things just exploded.
Oh my God. How did she even breathe?
I don't know. That's what I kind of thought too. But yeah, not Patricia Arquette. What's the Arquette? No, it is Patricia Arquette.
Yeah, it's Patricia Arquette.
She does have massive breasts. And
those are very real.
And you know what the sad part is when you do have big boobs, it does make you look larger. Like,
oh yeah,
I've seen myself. I look like I look like an apple. I look like I have chicken legs, and I look like I have this giant fat top. And it's only because I have big boobs. And
if I was paid for every photo with a bad angle, where I look 20 pounds heavier because of my shirt choice, it's heartbreaking. I'd be rich. I'd be a wealthy woman. But large breasts with a petite bod, it's very difficult to dress. And Patricia Arquette, I don't think she has a stylist. I think she just wears whatever she wants, is my opinion.
Probably. Well, I mean, she doesn't seem like the type that actually gives a shit, so.
No, I don't. I think she's pretty free. What did you think of Leo? I thought Leo looked a little puffy.
Yeah, I mean, he might be doing a film or something like that.
I think his hair is thinning.
The other thing too is usually when he's not filming, he is a little on the heavier side. So
that's true. He does like his drink and his food.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him poolside when he's just a chub. You know,
still adorable
with his skinny 21-year-old model girlfriend of the time.
No.
But
well, you know, if you get the opportunity, why wouldn't you?
Okay, one thing I noticed, what was up with the sleeves last night? I mean,
oh my God,
everybody had these huge fucking sleeves and
puffs,
and a lot of the dresses that had these giant sleeves, they were just like bad bridesmaids satin, not satin.
Oh my God,
yeah, satin.
Tulle. No, it's that tulle shit.
Well, there was that, netting. But there was also like just that matte satin, you know, look.
Well, it was probably silk, but it looked like garbage. I was not impressed with much.
There was this one actress. I was convinced she was pregnant. Oh, here she is.
The green dress?
Jodie Comer. Yeah,
Yes.
She's only 25. I thought she was pregnant, and I looked her up.
Too.
She's not. She's not even married.
Nope.
And
she's got a huge ass tent on. She looked. A lot of people called her Gumby.
I was just like, what is she wearing? And then there was another lady who had this like big yellow romper on. She looked like a peeled banana.
I saw that.
Taylor Swift wore this giant dress with sunflowers all over it.
Very floral. There was a lot of floral, actually. There was a lot of floral last night.
And then, go ahead.
A lot of pink. A lot of tulle. Gwyneth Paltrow. People are like, oh, she reinvented the see-through dress. I'm like, she looks like a poo-poo.
That's what I was gonna say. She looked like a shit. I mean,
it was translucent poo-colored tulle with granny panties on underneath, and I'm like, why is this sexy? Who said this was good?
It's not even a good color on her. I mean, it was
ugly.
Horrible shade of brown. I mean,
there's only one woman I can think of who could pull off an ugly dress no matter what, and that's Halle Berry.
I was going to say either that or Lisa Bonet. I mean, really, I just, I don't know, but
yeah.
And then, of course, I mean, the worst dress of the evening, I have to give to J-Lo. I don't know.
Oh, my God.
What?
Agreed.
I don't know what was going through her mind.
With the bow? And that was couture. That was like someone made that for her. It's like, who made that? Wait, it wasn't Dior, not Chanel. It wasn't Versace. She does wear a lot of Versace. It was one of the big names.
Was it like Fendi or something like that?
No, I can't remember. I could probably look it up. But anyway, I saw that and went, okay, what's happening with the thing? I enjoy her acting. I enjoy watching J-Lo personally, but I've enjoyed her since she was in this movie called U-Turn 100 years ago. So she probably did a great job.
You know what this dress reminds me of? It reminds me of that skit Carol Burnett did where she was walking around with the curtain rod.
The Gone with the Wind skit.
Yes. It looks like J-Lo took the curtains out of her house and made a dress, or like maybe shower curtains. And
I just wonder if this was like a second choice, like something fell through, because this isn't even her style.
well,
like she doesn't even wear this.
I sent you a meme and I said it looks like she was bloated and she just wanted to like cover it.
It is possible something went up and she's like, I can't walk around with this food baby.
Okay, so I typically do not like Kirsten Dunst's choice, but I really liked her dress last night.
The pink?
Okay. What was wrong with Renee Zellweger?
Paula, we were sitting there watching it, and I made a comment on social media on Twitter. I said Joaquin Phoenix is drunk, and someone's like, he has anxiety. He doesn't like talking. And I'm like, no, that dude was grabbing his face and rubbing it like we all do when we've had too many beers. We know intoxication when we see it. I think Jennifer Aniston was a little bit tipsy when she was out there trying to be serious with the bushfire speech. Either that or she just couldn't see shit because she refuses to wear glasses. I don't know, but there was a lot of drinking going on. There was a shit ton of empty Moet Chandon bottles sitting around in that tiny little hotel room.
I know.
So I'm sorry. I think that they had been getting their drink on, and they're all 90 pounds. I mean, they're gonna get drunk on a glass of wine.
That is true.
So Renee Zellweger, who is like 85 pounds, she comes up. And first of all, I thought her dress was stunning. I thought it was beautifully tailored.
She had nice legs.
The dress was just perfection. I mean, there was not a wrinkle in sight. I mean, that teeny tiny line of crystals around her bustier, it was beautiful. I thought it was a beautiful color, but I hated her speech because she's just like, well, thank you for inviting me after 17 years. And I'm just like, whose fault is that?
Well,
These people?
Act. Do something.
These aren't their fault. These are your peers. They don't give a shit. It's like, it's not their fault that you've been, hiding away, acting like you're the most talented human being on the planet and no one gets you. It's like, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, the problem I had is like she just was talking really strange, and
she was
she was like someone had slowed down the 45, and
she kept turning to her agent. Just do the work, Renee. Just do the work. And I'm just like, what are you doing? What is this?
Because I mean, before she used to,
she was super bubbly.
Well, during Bridget Jones and stuff, I mean, she, her. Well, that was the other problem I had is I'm like, has she had that much Botox to where her lips won't even move?
I don't know. I know she had
like they're so puckered, like it's a little asshole trying to talk.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know she had her eyes done, and now they look like they've gone back to normal.
Yes, thank God.
She must have reversed it or something, but she's so bitter. Clearly, I don't even know. But on that note, I will say Ricky Gervais was amazing.
He always is.
He killed, and people are like, oh, we're so offended. I'm like, what are you offended by? He's telling you everything you already know, you fucking hypocrites. Mm-hmm. Like, I loved it. That was my favorite thing. And I just like, he's like, one more, guys, come on, just one more.
I know. The one thing I wish if a celebrity could just give a thank you speech without talking about some sort of political issue.
There were some that did great.
Yeah.
But then there were those who, like Michelle, I do like Michelle Williams, and I'm really glad she won for her role because I watched that entire series, Fosse Verdon, and it was good, and she absolutely earned that accolade. But if she could not stop talking, I was like, okay, fine, women. Yes, we get it. Just go, sister, go. And Tiffany Haddish was hilarious. She's like, go, girl. And I mean, to me, it was sarcasm. I loved it. But I meant Tiffany Haddish's reaction.
Right.
It was just too much.
Well, I'm just like, okay, I get it. You have a platform, but you have social media, you have Instagram, you have your own website, you've got Twitter. Why use the freaking Golden Globes where you're being awarded for your acting in a certain show to talk about abortion, or climate change or the fires in Australia or, all that stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I'm
100%.
not saying issues aren't important, but I mean, there's a time and a place. I'm just saying.
They just feel like this is their time to have a voice, which is weird because they're celebrities. They have a voice. It's very clear. You can have a podcast and talk about choice all day, every day if you want to, and people will listen if they love you.
I'm just saying, if Olivia won an award at school, she's not going to grab the mic and say that, she demands apple juice instead of, milk. in the lunchroom cafeteria.
We all need to stand together.
Even though she just,
we have a voice.
won an award for, citizenship. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I know. I agree. Although I did feel like it was a bit limited as far as, it used to be everybody would pontificate. And now there was like 3 or 4. Everybody else was kind of like, thank you very much. And they went
Well,
on their merry
I
way.
want to say they were discouraged from, talking about politics. And it's just like, thank God. Because you know what?
Yeah,
nobody wants
Gervais
to hear that shit.
Ricky Gervais said in the beginning, he's like, no one gives a shit what you think. Just take your little award, say thank you, and fuck off. It's like, yes, thank you. That's what we all want.
They should have just put a thing of tomatoes in the center, and then they could just start flinging them at people when they were on the stage talking about, I just want to say, ah!
Yeah, no kidding. Or the giant hook. That would be so funny. It's like, na, 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 na.
I don't know what Awkwafina said when she got up there. She's like, oh, all right, this is neat. Or something like that.
She was hilarious. First of all, she was in Crazy Rich Asians.
Yes.
And the movie that she won for is one that I'm trying to see. It wasn't released here. I can't remember the name of it right now. It's The Following? No. Forgiven? I don't know. It's about Japanese culture and or Chinese culture, about how they don't tell the older ancestors when they're going to die. They just start having celebrations, and they don't ever tell them when they're dying. They just kind of just do like these final hurrahs. Mm-hmm. It's a very cultural thing. And so she plays the granddaughter. And I mean, the trailer made me weepy.
Oh.
And I said, okay, this is obviously a film that I will have to watch on my own, like Terms of Endearment-y kind of thing. But I'm looking forward to watching it. And I absolutely love Awkwafina. I think she's amazing.
Yeah, she is funny.
Yeah. Oh, God. So good. And she's like, told you dad I'd get a job.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that sounds about right.
That is cute.
Anyway, overall, I would say that I did enjoy the Golden Globes.
I just wish I knew the movies that were nominated. I didn't know any of them. And then they're just like, the winner is 1917. And I'm like, what the fuck is that?
It's a movie that's coming out full like all screens on Friday.
Oh, so it's not even out?
Well, it was out limited. Like Daryl and I tried to find it so he could go see it, because I can't see war movies. They give me nightmares. But Daryl loves war movies. And so he was trying to go see it. And it wasn't playing anywhere even when we were looking for it. But I said, well, it's coming out on Friday everywhere, because now they're trying to get Oscar nominations. So you'll be able to see it. All right. Enough of that. Let's do some H-Uglee and Awkward Moments of the Week. Nip Slip Edition.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes. As we know, I had a fairly significant nip slip awkward moment in my life. Back in the day before I was married, I went to a holiday party, and it was when Demi Moore's movie with Robert Redford and Woody Harrelson was really popular.
Indecent Proposal.
And she had this classic, iconic little black dress that had many straps along the top.
Yeah, they were like pointed straps, but they had like gaps in the middle. They were like lines.
Very geometric. And I found a knockoff version of that. And I bought it for this holiday party that I went when I was working at this place. And it was a formal holiday party. So I wore it. And of course, there was photographers taking candids of all the employees and everybody having a good time and, dancing and whatnot. And so I was dancing with a gentleman that I did not like. He was the guy who had unsolvable body odor. He could not smell.
Wow.
And he liked me, of course. And I just was like, ugh. He asked me to dance, and I was like, oh my God. So we did. And of course, the candid photographer came up and took a photo. And then what they did is they posted all the photos in the cafeteria.
Well, if I recall from the picture, he put his arm around you and you were kind of squished up against his body.
A bit. Oh God, Paula. It was pure hell. And so, it's one of those things that I don't think it ever washes. And I dry cleaned that dress many times. So, the photo comes out. It's all posted in the cafeteria. There's a big hullabaloo and laughter. And I walk over, and there's me with this gentleman, and my nip clear as day between the two geometric straps. The dress had been pulled down when he pulled me in close, and I was like, "There's the pink areola. There it is." And so I immediately snatched the picture. "No, you have to buy those." I'm like, "Nope, I'm taking it."
I am not buying this.
It was like a 5x10. I mean, it was like a 5x7 size.
I'm not buying my own nipple.
No. So I took it, and that was the end of it. But everybody had seen it already.
I remember seeing it at your house. It was laying on your bed, and I picked it up, and I'm like, is that your nipple?
It is. It was embarrassing as hell. So that's one that goes in the books for life. But these are not. There's one that's actually pretty hilarious. I'm going to tell it to you right now. A couple of summers ago, I went to an amusement park with some friends. It was a hot summer day, and we wore our swimsuits to enjoy the water rides before we decided to ride the fastest roller coaster there. When the coaster reached the top of the 100-foot climb, I put both of my hands up in the air to make the ride more thrilling. The coaster then launched down the track, and I kept my hands up as the ride's cameras took our picture. As I flew down, however, I thought, I feel a little extra breezy around where my tank top should have been. Sure enough, when we reached the end of the ride, my left boob had popped out of my swimsuit. My friends were dying with laughter as we ran to see the pictures from our ride, and there I am with both hands held high, a huge grin on my face, and my tit hanging out. I want to see that photo. That would be hilarious.
I wonder if there's like a website for like funny roller coaster ride photos.
Oh, I'm sure we'll have to find that. Yeah. I'm sure there is. That would be so funny. I look so bad in those photos. Have you ever seen yourself? Are you the person that opens their mouth wide and laughs and you look great when you are going down the roller coaster or whatever?
Jamie, I don't look good in any photos. I mean, when I'm trying to take a selfie, if you go back and look in my camera gallery, there's like 30. I mean, you saw my New Year's Eve photos. I look like I had Bell's palsy.
I know. I don't know what that was. You're all, what's going on? Do I always look like that?
Well,
and I'm like,
seriously, I was thinking about going to the doctor and showing him and be like, what's wrong with me?
It always, to me, looks like you're trying not to laugh, is what I think.
No, I looked like I had something wrong with my face. And then I showed Victor, and he's just like, yeah, that does look weird. And he's like, just smile now. And so I smiled, and he's like, well, it's not happening now. And I'm like, okay, good.
Well, that's good news.
But I was just like, God, I'm like, why is this happening? So
I don't either.
It just makes me not want to smile at all. I'll just start turning into Kim Kardashian and just like do a serious. But I'll probably just look like I'm pouting or something. I don't know. I can't win.
I have resting bitch face, so when I smile or don't smile, it doesn't matter. I still look. It's in the eyes, though. At least the eyes are that give it away.
At least I'm not like Allison when every time the flash goes off, my eyes close.
Or Mom, where she looks off in another direction. I don't think there's one photo of Mom looking directly in a camera ever.
There's not a photo of Allison where her eyes are open. We tried so many pictures where we're just like, okay, as soon as you hear the click, open your eyes. And so we tried to get her to open her eyes as soon as it turned on, but it just didn't work. So we started taking pictures of her with her looking in the opposite direction. Maybe that's why Mom does it.
Maybe. God, you're right, because they both have sensitive eyes. It's possible. Okay, here's another one. I'm going to give you 3 today. The second one. I was in a meeting with a bunch of clients and was wearing a button-up shirt. I had the top button open and my second button popped open without me noticing. Oh, God, I had a shirt like that. Women with big boobs should not wear button-up shirts. It's very difficult.
Well, they're always stretched in the middle anyway.
Well, exactly. I gave 10 very old Chinese men a very good view of my breasts for a good 15 minutes.
She didn't have a tank top on underneath?
I was wearing a strapless bra that had slid down about an inch. Good times.
Why was she wearing a strapless bra?
Laundry day, probably.
I mean,
she had to wear something.
I am always tank topped up in the event of any kind of malfunction because
I like the
Well, one, I like the double layer because it helps hide the fat. But 2, in the event of, an emergency or something that happens, I've always got something. And even when I wear a button-up shirt with a tank top underneath, I still have cleavage. So,
yes, I'm starting to wonder if what's going to come around is undergarments are going to come back instead of just Spanx. Will there be, the camisoles and the slips that we all used to be required to wear in our youth? I wonder if those those will come back.
Well, all they have now are those little triangles that you clip to your bra and then you slip down, and it's just
I don't want to do
candy
that.
set.
That's dumb. I don't want to do that.
Looks like a little napkin.
It's stupid. Yeah, I don't get the strapless bra part personally. I'm like, I mean, unless if your boobs are humongous, first of all, I've never to this day found a strapless bra that works for me. Never.
No,
I don't know about you, but I've purchased many.
No, it's you put it on and it's just your boobs just push it down. It's
and then you walk 10 feet and it's down around your waist.
Yeah, it's like it's
never works.
The only thing it's covering is your nipples.
Barely. And then there's a weird line.
Well, and then you just spend all day trying to pull it up.
Oh, it's just the worst. And there's nothing more I hate than having an outfit on that I'm constantly pulling at. I hate it more than anything.
I don't wear
in the
strapless
world.
anything. It's just
Me
pointless.
neither. Okay, here's the final one. Me and my girl, and I believe this. I really had to think about this, but I can see how it could possibly happen. Me and my girlfriend are lying in bed watching Netflix. She leans over me to grab a tissue. I think we both had a cold. I was sort of dozing and not paying attention to anything. Her nipple, as hard as a rock, hits me right in the eyeball and scratches it. I have to go to the hospital because I have a scratched retina from her boob.
What?
Can you imagine?
Okay, wait. When you started me and my girlfriend lying in bed watching Netflix, you lost me because I was just like, that's weird. Like, I don't lie in bed with another woman. And
okay, no. I think he said he was a boy. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I apologize.
Okay.
Me and my girlfriend. Well, although it kind of doesn't matter, but they're lying in bed watching Netflix.
Well, when you said girlfriend, I thought you meant like they were friends and they were lying in bed watching Netflix, and I'm just like, that's weird.
Got it.
And then she leaned over to get a tissue, and then she said her boob scratched her eye. I was like, what? I'm like, why would her boob be hanging out? Okay, I get it.
Well,
now.
that's the thing is they probably had no clothes on.
I gotcha.
And so when she reached over to get something, her nipple hit his eye and scratched it, and he had to go to the hospital.
What would be scratchy on her nipple?
I don't know. See, that's the thing. I'm like, what? I mean, I don't get it unless her boob like pushed his eyelash or something, and his eyelash via boob scratched his retina. I don't really know. But
no, that doesn't make any sense.
First of all, no boob is, even if you're cold as ice, no boob can cut an eye.
I mean, the only thing I could possibly think of, but this would have to, they would have said this, is if she was like breastfeeding and there was like dried milk on
crusted
there.
milk.
But
I thought the same thing.
But that doesn't make any sense. I don't know if that's true.
Well, that's why I threw it in there, because I wanted your feedback.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this sounds almost made up like fantasy. Like you wish that you had a girlfriend who had boobs scratching your eye.
Well, I mean, guys are weird about nipples, and they probably think like,
It's dumb.
and how he said they were rock hard. I'm just like, come on.
You're right. It's probably practically porn. He probably ejaculated right after he wrote that statement.
I mean, I had to go to the hospital because her nipples were so hard, and I'm just like,
I put it out there now. I'm totally aroused.
Girls' nipples don't get so ridiculously hard. They don't cut diamonds, dude.
And if I could have, I would have said, hey, sir, or young man, whoever you are, that's not how boobs work. So keep that in your file and don't tell anyone else about that.
And actually, now it makes me think there was actually no woman in his bed. He was just watching Netflix by himself. I mean, what woman would lean over her man so closely that her boob drops into his eye? I mean,
and he wasn't paying attention. Right.
Guys are
you kidding?
Dumb.
When I get in bed and Daryl's playing a game or something on his phone, and I get in bed because we don't sleep with clothes on, and he stops everything he's doing and watches the process of me getting in bed every time. I'm like, why do you do that? He goes, because a naked girl is getting in my bed, and I'm like, okay, well, fair.
Yeah,
boobs.
I get it.
I don't have the same feeling as he does.
But I mean, even when you're in, I mean, I don't know about you, but I mean, well, when I had someone in my bed, I pull up the covers and I get covered, and I
eventually, yeah.
I mean, it's not like I sit there with my boobs hanging out, and
no, but I mean, you've got access to boobs. You're gonna, try to cop a feel. But I mean, I'm never.
No woman. First of all, would you ever just lean over Daryl and let your boobs plop in his face to get a tissue?
First of all, couple things. One, there's nothing on the boys' side of the bed that I want.
There's no tissues over there.
No, there's nothing. It's dusty. There's his shit is over there, And I don't even like walking on his side of the bed because I don't know how many boogers he's flicked on the floor. Like, I don't want anything to do with the boy's side of the bed.
Do you even have tissues on your nightstand?
No.
I just go in the bathroom and get toilet paper. Or, if there's necessary for after sex wiping, we just grab some t-shirt in the dirty clothes and
did you ever venture to the boy's side of the bed ever for anything?
Only if I was trying to go through his phone.
Yeah, but not there's nothing over there that you want. It's boy.
There's nothing.
I don't know.
What am I going to look at? His belt buckle? I mean,
he's he would be Daryl would be like, why don't you come over to my side of the bed? I'm like, I really don't want to. And it's either middle or my side. He's like, why? I go, because that's the boy's side, and I just don't want to.
The only thing I needed over there was something in his wallet or his cell phone so I could dig through it and see. But now that now he does, but previously he did also have the retina scan. I'm just like, what are you working for the fucking CIA?
If Daryl had that, I'd be mad.
Well, I mean, it doesn't even matter because I do the cell phone bill so I can see who he's calling, but...
Exactly. Anyway, all right. Well, those are the Ugly and Awkward Moments of the week, the nip slip edition. Nobody can top my nip slip, but if you think you can, by all means, submit your story. I'd love to see you try.
Well, I think Tara Reid can, but... Remember when she was on the red carpet and the strap of her dress fell down and her boob was hanging out and she had no idea?
that's
the photographers had to tell her, Tara, your breast is hanging out. And she's like, what? And someone came and actually pulled up her strap.
That is so embarrassing. That's almost sad.
Well,
and you're right. That is definitely epic.
I mean, what kind of life do you live when your breast is hanging out and you just don't know? I mean, it's just commonplace that your breast is hanging out.
I've heard her on interviews before, and she's had quite a life. Maybe I think she's lived a lot of life.
Maybe it was just hot outside, and she just didn't realize the change in the air. I don't know.
I would know if something fell off of my body. I don't care how tiny or thin the scrap of material is. You would know.
Yeah, I would think so.
You would.
Oh my gosh.
All right, well,
Daryl's going to kill us.
I know. So.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. Please be sure to hit up lipandclip.com and Amazon. I know they're doing a bunch of sales to get rid of all their merchandise. So be sure to shop those. Other than that, we will be back on Sunday. And we will be talking about the upcoming MMA fight with Conor McGregor and Cowboy Cerrone. Probably talking some football because I know that we're coming to a close on that stuff with the Super Bowl. I didn't watch, but apparently the Patriots are out. So
they are.
And I didn't realize everybody was so happy about that. So
that's because they dominate all the time. So it's nice to have some fresh
Ryan's gonna
teams.
Be upset. So if he already knows. Anyways, have a fabulous rest of your week, and we will see you on Sunday. Bye.